do we have time for one more, or good there? Okay, we're doing Christ alone, and then Nolan will come up. Christ alone.
I'm back. Okay, welcome. How'd you all sleep?
Sleep? What is that?
Fair enough. That's the answer I was expecting. Sleep is overrated at the Suburb Youth Conference. Sleep is for the weak. It's true. Okay, so my daughter's here now, so if she causes a distraction, don't be distracted. Look at me. So I'm up here. Okay, so yesterday we focused on attitudes and characteristics of service and sort of how we should be, what the mindset should be we should have going into that. And we looked in Colossians 3, because you all remembered that, obviously, hopefully. And that was a lot more theory, you can call it, behind everything there. So today we're going to be looking at the more practical side of Christian serving. I always prefer practical sermons because I'm a very black and white type of individual. The older I get, the less black and white the world seems. But certainly when I was 17 or 18, there was a right and a wrong answer to every situation that could possibly arise. And that's probably still true. It's not as easy to sort out those answers. So I've always liked practical, do this type of sermons. So this is the one I'm more excited about. I'm not good when people are vague with me. I need to be subtle hints. If Alana was very subtle about was interested in me, we wouldn't be married because I would have just been like, no, that's just my imagination and moved on. Fortunately, she was not, and she was very direct, which I very much need. So I'm going to be direct with you guys today, and we're going to look into a few things. And this is going to sound a little funny, considering I like things black and white. We're actually going to start with a parable, which is not typically the most black and white all the time in the Bible. We're going to look at the parable in Matthew chapter 25. So you can turn over there. We're going to have a bunch of turning again today. Like I said, the most important thing that's going to come out of my mouth is from this book this morning anyways. So this is going to get us on the right track today and look at a few different things there. This parable has, I guess, two, I would call them companion parables. They're not the same parable. Jesus told 3 parables. They're all a little bit different. They all highlight different aspects, but we're going to look at the one here in Matthew. There's one in Luke 19. That's the servants and the minas where they all get things. There's a little bit different in that one. There's also the parable of the shrewd manager, which is a very interesting one. Definitely go take some time and read that one. I, for whatever reason, don't have the reference down. It's in Luke 17, I think. But go look that one up. That one's got some interesting twists. But they all sort of have the same main ideas in that. And we're going to look into the one here in Matthew 25 because I think it's the most clear. I like clarity. So we're going to read verses 14 through 30 just to get us on the right track today. Again, it will be like a man going on a journey who called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them. To one he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags, and to another 1 bag, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received 5 bags of gold went out at once and put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. So also the one with 2 bags of gold gained 2 more. But the man who had received 1 bag went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of the servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man who had received 5 bags of gold brought the other 5. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. See, I have gained 5 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. The man with 2 bags of gold also came. Master, he said, you entrusted me with 2 bags of gold. See, I have gained 2 more. His master replied, well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness. Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold came. Master, he said, I knew you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid and went out and hid your gold in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you. His master replied, you wicked, lazy servant. So you knew I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I have not scattered seed. Well then, you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers so that when I returned, I would have received it back with interest. So take the bag of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever has will be given more and they will have abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. And throw that worthless servant outside into the darkness where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. So this is a very interesting parable. I think at a high-level glance, most of us sort of have an idea of what's going on here. There's a lot we could focus on in this for sure, and you could probably talk about this and have a whole series of messages just on this parable. But in this parable we have this master, he gives out these different amounts of gold. The reason I have trouble reading this one is because I've learned it in I've read it so many times in different translations, and they all use different little words. Like this is the parable, how I was raised, the parable of the talents. In the versions that I grew up using, they gave 5 talents, which is just a bag of gold. So the NIV I'm using this morning, is using gold. So that's where I'm tripping up all the time. Anyways, that's everything. So anyway, the master goes on a trip. He gives his servants money and says, use this, do what you will with it, make me some more. After a long time, he returns, and he gets reports from each of his servants. 2 of them both have a good return. The one who had 5 doubles his money. The master says, that's great, good job. The second one does the same thing. The same praise is given to him for that. In this passage, there's two main phrases that really jumped out at me that we're going to look at. The first one is in verse 15, the second half there, where it says, each according to his ability. I'm getting a call from my nephew, and I'm going to hang up because I don't have an operator, and I'm going to set my phone to do not disturb. Sorry, Weston. What was I going to say? Where was I? Threw me right off. Each according to his ability, right? So the first thing I like to focus on, on here is that these